All right, guys. So today we're going to talk about the split jerk. There are a couple of things that we need to do to get ready for this. The first thing that you need to determine is which foot is your lead foot. And there's a couple of different ways you can do this. So if I were going to get ready to run a sprint, what is my lead foot? If I were going to swing a golf club, what is my lead foot? If I were going to swing a baseball bat, what is my lead foot? Typically, whichever foot's in front for those three things is probably the foot that you're going to feel more comfortable splitting with. So determine your split foot first. Now, one thing that a lot of people struggle with on the split jerk is how far do I split? So a quick way to determine this isn't necessarily perfect for everyone, but a quick way to determine this is pretty simple. So you're going to stand in your jerk position. You're going to take a tiny little piece of tape and you're going to put that right in front of your back foot. So if this is my lead foot, I'm going to put that tape mark right in front of my back foot. From there, I'm going to drop down to my knees, and then using my lead foot, I'm going to put another tape mark basically right in front of my lead foot knee. And from there, I'm going to bring my lead foot up to about a 90-degree angle, and then I'm going to put another little tape mark on the floor in front of that toe. And if my marks are correct, I stand up into my split stance, and that puts me about where I need to be for my split jerk. So we should have 3 tape marks on the ground right now. The middle tape mark is what you're going to toe up to before you split. Once you split, the goal is to get that front foot and back foot as close to those 2 tape marks as possible. So if I did it in real time, dip, drive, that's about where I feel comfortable with my split. A couple other things to think about. We are splitting, so if my feet are relatively narrow, it's going to be much more difficult for me to balance overhead. So when we go in our jerk, or maybe like our clean stance, this is about how wide the feet need to be once we reach that true split. So a lot of people will narrow up. So there's kind of 2 terms we want to think about with a split jerk. Are you splitting deep enough? Okay. And are you splitting wide enough? The last thing that you want to think about is on this front foot or lead foot, you want that toe canted in slightly, and then same thing on that back foot. So I definitely don't want my knee to be turned out in the back, up on that toe, slightly turned in with the back foot, slightly turned in with the front foot. Once you have your tape marks, then you can start utilizing the PVC pipe, practicing those good vertical dips. And then once you practice that split, getting into that good overhead position, tight midline, so I'm not hyperextending, the bar is not out front, my weight's pretty evenly distributed between both feet, and then that bar is in that straight up overhead position, locked out. Split jerk.